Hey everybody, this is Shantora. And today I wanted to talk about cheating and infidelity and things like that happen in relationships, And I'm so sorry. The only reason why I'm crying is because I was watching Steve Wilkos. I'm too emotional right now. I was watching Steve Wilkos and it was like a little 16 years old and a 14 years old little boy. And the girl was 16 and she had 2 babies and she did not know who the daddy was. I mean, in the situation, she thought that the boy, the 14 years old, was the daddy, and he was in the kid's life. He was so impacted by the kids. He felt like these kids are really his. He was really taking care of these kids strongly, heavily. Great father, better than my baby's daddy. And in the DNA test results come out that he is not the father of neither one of those kids. And it was so emotional, and I got teared up, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna talk about this. This is about infidelity and cheating and things like this in this relationship. Now, I can't judge her because we all have our times in our lives, so we have to grow as individuals. We are going to have these setbacks. We're going to make mistakes, and they're going to be mistakes that, have to deal with, the fact that there's going to be mistakes that have to deal with the fact that, somebody, got pregnant, somebody had multiple sex partners and things like that. And it is so hard, especially when you have kids involved, when you have people judging you as far as who the father is, who the father's not, things like that. It's very, very hectic. It can get very, very crazy. Now, I can say that being around as long as I've been around, I have gradually, slowly started to learn that I cannot judge people for things that they do. Because just like in the situation, this little girl, I mean, she's scared. She's like, I can't believe I did that. But you have to understand, we are all human beings. We are all going to make mistakes. And the biggest problem about it is that life is our ultimate mistake. I mean, there's so many things that you're going to be doing that's going to be, not appeasing to people. There's so many things that I can guarantee you, each and every single one of y'all, grab pen and paper. Write down something, whether it's today, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's next week, whether it was 10 years from now, that you did that you were not proud of. There is a lot of people who are not proud of things that they've done in their life, right? And I cannot say that infidelity is a good option. It's not a good option. But it happens. It happens to the best of us. It happens to people who don't even think that they can do it. And honestly, in this situation, I'm not going to go ahead and give out any examples of myself, because in this situation, I'm going to try to just talk on, what I think, infidelity, I think, is both hard on the individual who is being the person who is the person that's cheating. I can't think of the word right now. And the person who's getting cheated on, is obviously very, very hard for them. Being cheated on is not a good feeling. And being the person to go out and cheat, there is reasons why people do it, and I'm not saying that it's okay, because it's not okay, but we all make mistakes, and we're gonna have to live with whatever consequences there are for whatever actions that we take. So I think that the person that cheats, I feel like it's multiple reasons. I feel like sometimes it's because this person's not getting what they need from the person that they're with. Sometimes they don't know if this person that they're with is as serious with them as they are with them. Sometimes it's because of emotionalness. Like, women, for example, I feel like women will cheat if they're not getting emotionally satisfied in their relationship. Now, this isn't always the case. This is just what I believe. Men cheat because they like variety. They like being with this person with a fat ass, this person with big titties, the way that this person bounce up and down. I don't know. Okay, I'm not a man. I can't really speak on a man, and I really wish that I had a man here with me so that we can discuss this. But Infidelity, I feel like it's very, very hard. And I feel like at some point in someone's life, they have dealt with being either the person who was being cheated on or the person who was cheating. Period, point blank. We're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes. And I think that the most important thing whenever you are in a situation where you're dealing with someone who is cheating on you, or you are the cheater, is that you have to come to a realization at some point in your life. Is it worth it? You know, is it worth me being cheated on all the time? Is it worth me dealing with this heartache that I have to deal with all the time? Am I better than that? And then on the other hand, you have to also, the person, if you are the person cheating for whatever, God knows what reason, if you know what reason that you're cheating on your spouse, I feel like the most noble thing to do would be to contact that spouse, or let that contact, like call them, hey boo, let's assume that you're living together, okay? You don't contact them. You say, hey babe, I need to have a conversation with you. Now, you're not giving me this in this relationship, and it's causing me to feel a certain type of way. And I would love to continue having, you know, you as, you know, the only person that I'm with and stuff, but the actual reality is that you're making this hard for me. Have a conversation. Let the person know what they're doing to disrupt, you know, y'all's sexual vibe or sexual energy. I'm so sorry I'm talking about sex. I never thought I was going to be talking about sex, but this is just something that came up because I was watching the Steve Wilkos show. Very, very emotional show, you know, and it shows the love. But see, this man right here, he has a decision to make. He can either stay with her. She did have 2 babies. Most of the time, men don't. This is a fact. A lot of the times, the men who get cheated on and know that this person's cheating on them do not take them back. They leave them alone. They don't even talk to them sometimes. Sometimes they're non-existent. Sometimes the woman they don't even care no more about this woman. Now, women on the other hand, they'll get cheated on, and sometimes, majority of the time, they do go back and they do, you know, deal with this person again in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I think that the whole important point of everything is that rather you're the cheater or the cheatee, whatever the hell, you need to be noble enough to decide where you stand in that relationship. If you feel like you should continue to move forward, or if you feel like you should exit the relationship, it's really up to what you prefer to do. But do not judge too harshly. If you love someone enough and they do make a mistake, and you know if they made a mistake, you can definitely go back and try to make stuff work if you feel that you can do that. If you don't feel that you can do it, do whatever you feel is in your heart. I just wanted to talk about, you know, infidelity a little bit, and I just feel like, you know, you have to be, I feel like if you're someone who feels like you would cheat at some point, that you have to let this person know, like, you need this, you need that, you need to feel this certain type of way. Men are sex driven, so men have to release. And if they have a woman who says, I want to have sex with you today, no. You see what I'm saying? Men have to. It's an absolute scientific fact that men have to. Now, I don't know too much about women. There's some women who do, but other women we have to be more noble. We have to be more caring of our spouses and who we're with. That is, the person that you're dealing with, their happiness has a lot to do with you, and vice versa. If they're happy, they look good on the outside, you need to be happy and look good on the outside. And you need to distribute that within y'all's relationship to keep things going and keep things afloat. You know, things do not need to be broken as quickly as they're broken. And cheating is definitely a very, very big problem in the United States of America. And it's something that's probably not ever going nowhere. There's always going to be an issue with a cheater or a cheatee. So we need to, you know, obviously have that conversation with our spouses before we even get in the relationship as to what we need from the relationship, what they need from the relationship, and figure out if this will work before you even get into it. Because half of the time, when you deal with somebody that's cheating or is whatever, there were signs. You know what I'm saying? You can't just say that, oh, I never knew. Like, there are signs. You have to be smart. We have to be smart, and we have to make wise decisions, and we have to have these conversations before we even enter the relationship to make sure that this is where we stand, to make sure this is where we're going. You know, people will definitely go ahead and let you know, well, I did cheat in the past. That's kind of like a red flag. Like, okay, well, why did you cheat? What is the reason? What can we do to make this issue not our issue? We need to communicate. Communication is the very most important thing when it comes to dealing with these two types of individuals. We need to communicate. We need to love harder, and we need to be sincere when we're with people. We don't need to just get with people for random reasons that don't make any sense. We need to get with people that we genuinely care about and genuinely love and genuinely trust. And that's the whole point of it. We can't just get with somebody because they look cute. We can't just get with somebody because of their bank account. We have to get with somebody because they emotionally stimulate us, so that when that sexual thing, whatever happens with the sex, it doesn't matter. We're able to still have that emotional thing going on with that person. I just wanted to talk about it. I'm so sorry I was crying at the beginning of the thing. It was just so emotional. I was like, oh my God. But anyways, I love y'all. Take care and just be smart and communicate with your spouse. And y'all have a nice day. Very random video, but y'all have a nice day. Love you guys. Mwah.